Hi guys, back again for another bit of advice and value from the Lean Adam channel. Told you it's going to happen. It's on it. What do we do, Steve? F***ing Jesus Christ. Remember to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, where hopefully me and Adam are going to be able to give loads of value on how to run an agency, build a business. We're doing all right. We've learned some shit. We've failed at loads of stuff. So we're going to try and give you as much value as we can. And this video is all about building a business plan and budget for 2021. I don't want to do one of these long intros. I just want to jump straight into it, give some value. Let's do it. Let's get into it. Let's do it. Steve, edit so we can get into it. Just setting the shot, Steve. It's not high enough, is it? Shit. No, I won't higher. We're talking about how we plan. Always start with number one, targets. Targets. It's just got targe on it. The way we start these things is always with targets, right? And these targets are built from strategy days and then into board meetings, and then out of those board meetings there's an agreed target or vision, yeah, that mainly I'm driving from a vision perspective, and I'm trying to get back in from the board to go, yes, this is the right thing, or no, this is the wrong thing to do, or have we thought about X, Y, and Z? And ultimately what comes out of that is targets, whether that be growth of people, whether it be growth of revenue, whether it be growth of communities in our case, or new communities, or new revenue models, or whatever, but there's a strategy built out with some top line figures that are attached to it. There's no point in going, okay, well I'm gonna do it the other way around. I'm going to employ a load of roles that I think, and then I'll see where I get to. We'll see where we're at the end of the year. You need to work it the other way around. So always start with the end in mind on your targets. Yeah. Number one, targets. Enough about the business plan at the minute and the budget. Why don't we cut away to the infamous Adam Barrie?
Oh, look where I am. I must have a little bit dizzy there. I'm in the office. It's about 8 o'clock at night. I've been up since 4:15 this morning. We've just recorded the Drunken Brainwave, episode 9, and we was talking all about how we're trying to balance work, life, family. Lee's soon to become a dad for the second time. Once the baby's born, you know, you'll dig deep for a few weeks and you'll be there and you'll be hands-on, and when it gets to the point where you've got to return to work, how do you think you're going to cope with that?
I don't know.
Massive change,
I've really got to try, for Kelly's sake. It's really hard, isn't it? Because the business will always want more. So there's no we're never going to get this thing to a point where we're like, oh, it's
gone quiet.
It's gone quiet. It doesn't want anything. It doesn't happen. That will never happen. So that's the difficulty, isn't it? Is that thing, you've got this thing that will eat all of your time forever, period. And I kind of don't know how to control that.
Kelly's due in April, I think he said, so we're just kind of telling him how horrendous it's going to be, because it's been a very, very long time, I think a decade, since he last experienced what it was like to have a baby. So me and Andy were just giving him a bit of a warning, but it's an amazing experience, let's be honest. It's fucking not. Tiggs, I'm trying to do a video, man. I'm trying to tell people how we plan for 2021 and how I do it, my approach that I take. And you're ruining it.
Second thing they do, there's always two ways, right, that you can approach the overall plan at a business. Yeah, so you can either go top down or bottom up. You can go top down and I go, okay, these are the targets, this is what I want. Yeah, but that's pretty much me dictating what is needed, I guess, in order to hit those targets. Whereas really, my job is to go, look, this is where the business should be and needs to be by the end of next year. Guys, how do we do that? I need all of your plans. So the number two is how I approach it, is always bottom up. Give an overarching, this is where we need to be, and then you allow people to go, okay, this is how I'm gonna get there. So, 2, bottom up approach. Oh, jog on, Ziggy, you're not going to start being all noisy. Steve, this is a joke, isn't it? It's like a f***ing circus. Number 3 is the pitching process. My approach this year has been to start with commercial and with Andy, and kind of work backwards from there, because ultimately, without any money coming in, we can't achieve the things we want to achieve. Once you understand the input that's needed from the commercial team to hit that revenue target, then you can work backwards and go, okay, well, these sets of people, this is our definite cost. So if Andy says to me, I need 5 new people in order to hit these targets, this is how we're going to do it, this is the strategy. From that point, what we can do there from a revenue basis is we go, okay, well, our average sale is X. This will convert into X amount of clients based on our target. So our target for next year, 7 million quid. Of that 7 million, X amount will be attributed to clients. Those clients then get split down on the average cost of what we charge per project. And then you can start working out how many filming days, how many clients we've got. To start with your revenue and get that pitching process on, and then you get all these feeds coming in at one point. So that's tip number 3. Tip number 3, pitching process.
That's our office just there. One day, I want the whole floor. Do you know what I love? Being back in the office. Mint, like I love it. Oh yeah, look, here he is. He's done his bit. Oh, what's he doing?
Honestly, I'm so tired. I'm knackered. I'm just really worn out at the minute, and it's. So I feel like it's getting the better of me. Does anyone else feel like that? Where you look at my hair? Should just shave it off. I've got like a COVID cut again. Anyway, does anyone else feel like it's getting a little bit too much again at the minute? Roll on Christmas. Don't be like me. Be positive. And eat a KFC. That's some solid advice, that is, actually. Be positive and eat a KFC.
Oh, you look ever so cute out there in front of the window.
I know the neighbour just got back and looked at me as if I'm a maniac. Right,
Bye!
Look at the dog. What are you doing? What, you always going to kiss them?
No, I'm smiling.
You're making me look stupid. Point 4 is actually the dance. So all the proposals get put, the pitches go in, and then actually most of them get pulled apart because it's one person's view against another, and then actually collectively when you start talking through it and you're working through the numbers and everything, you go, actually part of this works and part of it doesn't. Can you go away and work on this? So then you're in the dance period there where people we're going back and forth then in different periods of time. So you've done your pitches and then you're having separate meetings all the time, going back over stuff that people have created, challenging it again, and you're all getting to this point where everyone's meeting in the middle, where everyone's going, okay, this is starting to make sense now. I've conceded on some stuff, I've got some other bits and pieces. I'm now starting to get to a point where I feel like we can deliver on what we're being given, and equally what we're trying to get, and what we're trying to achieve. So where you go through that dance period, and it all starts to come in together.
Love you.
Love you. That's my hat. Point 5, and really the final one, is me time. Jamie will have felt this. People who support me in my role as well will feel this, where I get to a certain point with this process and then I'm like, right, I've got all this information. Now I need to try and download it all and pull it into one piece. I kind of disappear for a couple of weeks. I'm in meetings, but I clear loads of my diary down because I'm trying to make sure that everything works together. I'm actually just sending emails out with big chunks of information and data going, okay, look, this is what we've agreed. This is what resource you can have. This is the money and the budgets you can have based on these targets. I feel you've given me enough information that it makes sense that you're going to be able to reach these based on performance, etc., etc. Do you agree to this? This is the deal. It is 8 o'clock. Good podcast. I liked it with Andy on.
It was actually really good, wasn't it?
Yeah, because he's good at talking.
I ended up being an elephant keeper, standard route, and then managed to do.
Goodbye. Goodbye, my lover. In a bit.
Oh, did it?
Freezing, mate. I think the girls are gossiping about us on the phone. Hang on. Oh, yeah.
We're on Phil.
Teaming up on us, are ya? Talking behind our back, are ya? Harrier? Is that what you're doing, is it? Jokers. Slagging us off. No one bored yet. Point number 6 is the final budget. So finalising that badger, getting it put to bed, done. Doesn't move. We do a roll budget every quarter. So what we do is we do a 12-month plan, and then towards the end of Q1, we'll do another 12-month plan. just in case there's been any changes, we keep the 12-month one running all the time, but then we have effectively a new quarter one each time, just so that we can make any amendments based on performance, things like that. Point number 7, the best bit really, in my opinion, the rollout. Yeah, so each team leader will do a presentation this year. First time actually, usually I do it, an overall one, but because there's been so much input from this bottom-up approach from team leaders and across the business, from the leadership team, each member of the leadership team will present their part of their strategy, their budget, what their plans are, and then I can give an overarching view of like why that's happening, how it all connects, and where we go from there. And that's and so by the end of the year, for the first time ever, we'll have rolled out next year's plans, full budgets. Everyone's going to know what we're doing. 4th of January when we hit 2021 again, everyone knows what we're doing. It's by far the company's biggest year. 7 points of planning, the rollout for the 7th year of Electric House. Wow, and actually the target's 7 million revenue. Wow. 7 points to a £7 million 7-year-old business. Sling that up, yeah, eh? This is all off the cuff, guys. I don't know what to tell you, but that's how I plan. That's how I approach our budget. That's how I've done it this year. We kind of followed the same pattern last year, but I've had more support this year from a brilliant team. I'm so excited for next year. But yeah, that's my 7 points. That's my 7 points on how to plan for a £7 million budget.